something on my mind at dinner time. Everyone was talking, I was next in line. Opened up my mouth and let the words form slow. Looked around the table, watched the conversation flow right past me like I wasn't even there. Like the air I moved through, didn't know to care. So I pushed my chair back, didn't make a sound. Walked up to my room and let the world spin around. Sat down on my bed and stared up at the ceiling. Tried to find a name for what I was feeling. Wasn't anger, wasn't sadness, wasn't pain. Just a quiet understanding of a pattern in my brain. Speaking up was optional at best, and saving it for later was the only form of rest. So I learned to keep it comfortable and still, and somewhere in that silence lost the will. It wasn't them, it wasn't me. It wasn't anything you see. It was just a door that closed one day, and both of us just walked away. It wasn't that I stopped talking, it was that no one stopped not listening. Somewhere between those two things, I forgot what my own voice was bringing. I forgot what I was even trying to say. I forgot it wasn't me. That belief that anyway. Days turn into habits, habits turn to walls. Learn to read the room before the silence falls. Got good at being present and invisible. Master making everything divisible. Into little parts that fit the space I was allowed. Never too specific, never too loud. Never quite enough to make him turn around. Never quite enough to make it count. I'm standing here with everything to say, and all the words I practice getting in the way of something raw and honest and unclear. Something that's been waiting to appear. Since the night I pushed my chair back from the table. Since I learned that silence was more stable. Since the door clicked shut and no one came to knock. Since I swallowed every word and watched the clock. It wasn't that I stopped talking, if it wasn't no one stopped not listening. And somewhere between those two things, I forgot what my own voice was bringing. I forgot what I was even trying to say. I forgot there was a version of me that believed it mattered anyway. And I've been translating myself since I was 9. Picking the safe version every single time. Editing the feeling before it hits the air. Wondering if anyone was ever really there to catch it if I dropped it unfiltered and raw. To hold it without flinching at what they saw. But the answer kept arriving dressed in noise, and I kept arriving dressed in someone else's voice. It wasn't that I stopped talking, it wasn't no one stopped not listening. Somewhere in between those two things, I forgot what my own voice was bringing. I forgot what I was even trying to say. this thing, I watch it right. Pick up the phone, it tells me the time. Nothing to find, nothing to find. Retrace the steps I walked before. The same warm path, the same old floor. I count the cracks like I always do. Nothing is new, nothing is new. Same as yesterday, same as always. And the sun goes down like it always has, and I'm right here like I always am, moving through the motions of the day, finding all the nothing on the way. The coffee's cold, I let it be. The window knows more about me than I do now, I trace the glass and ask it how my feet keep going round and round. The same old silence, same old sound. I know this road like my own hands, but where it leads, no one understands. No one understands. Not broken, not whole, just somewhere in between. Not lost, not found, just part of the routine. Not asleep, not awake, just watching it all pass. The sun will set again tomorrow. Same window, same glass. And the sun goes down like it always has, and I'm right here like I always am, moving through the motions of the day, finding all the nothing on the way. Same window, same fading light. The sky does its thing, I watch it right. Pick up the phone, it tells me the time. Nothing to find, nothing to find, nothing to find. Words at 2:30, rewritten twice. Every line I change still doesn't feel right. Finger on the screen, frozen in place. One press away and I can't move. Read it forward, read it back. Something's always wrong, something I lack. Delete a word, put it back again. My hands won't stop, my mind won't quit. Just send it. Just send it. Just send it. One button away from everything. One button away from anything. What if wrong and right mean nothing? What if I was never meant to know? The cursor blinks faster than I think. Every word I type just pulls me in. Too many versions of the same thought. Too many reasons I keep stopping. Rewrite it soft to make it sharp. Start it over from the very start. My chest is loud out, my screen stays still. One press away and I can't What if it changes everything?
What if it changes nothing?
What if wrong feels exactly like right?
What if I press it anyway?
What if I already know?
One button away from everything.
One button away from anything. What if wrong and right mean nothing? What if I was never meant to know? Something warm was here before I woke. A voice that felt too real to be a joke. I reach for it, but morning takes it slow. Another thing I almost got to know. I felt this before, or maybe I dreamed. I've been here before, or maybe it seemed. The air just slipped like water through my hands. Something that felt real, but never lived. I don't know if what I feel is justified. I don't know if what I live even makes sense. What if one day I wake up and all of this fades? What if everything I feel is just a dream I made? The day and night have started trading place. I recognize the light but not the space. Was yesterday a memory or a vision? Am I living or repeating every decision? The coffee's real, your face is real, I know. But knowing real and feeling real don't go the same direction anymore, it seems. And I can't tell my mornings from my dreams. Don't know if what I feel has any ground. Don't know if what I lived was ever found. What if one day I wake and I've lost this too? What if everything I feel keeps slipping through? Wait, did I already say this? Colors bled before I learned your name. A portrait left outside to fade in rain. I trace the lines but they keep shifting still. A familiar shape I cannot feel. The frequency we shared has lost its tone. I play the song we made so long ago. You hum along, but where the words should go, there's warmth inside your eyes I recognize. Amber buried deep beneath the ice. The house still smells of everything you were, but rooms forget the ones who lived in there. I stopped asking where you went, I stopped tracing what it meant. Some things leave without a sound, some lights fade before they fade. Mine to keep. I woke up and checked my notifications. 300 people like my morning face. I know exactly what they want to see, and I deliver it with effortless grace. I crafted every word before I posted. I filtered out the parts that didn't fit, and everyone agrees that this is me, so I guess that has to be it. Someone asked me what I like to listen to, and I opened up my mouth to say, but everything that came out wasn't mine, just things I saw somebody post that day. I know my favorite color is aesthetic, I know my taste is curated just right, I know exactly who I am online, but standing here I can't recall the lie. And it's fine, it's totally fine. This is me, this has always been me. Got a playlist for my morning coffee, a filter for the days I'm feeling low, a caption ready for my candid moments, a version of myself for every show. And people say they really know me deeply, they say they've seen the real me all along, and maybe they're not wrong, and maybe they're not wrong. But then the phone dies in the middle of nothing, and suddenly the room gets very still. Someone asked me what I want for dinner, and I just stand there staring until without it I know what I recognize. Without it I don't know what I would like, but with it I'm exactly who I'm supposed to be. So does it matter which one is really me? I scrolled to fill and fill to scroll, and somewhere in between I lost control of what was mine before the feed began, before the algorithm had a plan for who I'd be and what I wanna see, for the version that replaced the me that used to sit in silence without shame, and now I can't remember what that name. and check my notifications. 300 people like my morning face. I know exactly what they wanna see, and I deliver it with effortless grace. Up and check my notifications. Pass the bread, somebody's talking again about the roads I've taken, where I've been. Nodding like I'm listening, I'm really not. Mentally, I'm somewhat warmer than this spot. Uncle's got a plan, cousins got advice. Mom just smiles and says it once or twice. Funny how they all know what I should do, when half of what they build is falling through. And I just sit here cutting through my plate, wondering if any of them can relate to living something they would recognize as anything worth giving me advice. They just tell me how to live when you're still learning how. Tell me where to go when you don't know where you are. Now, I'll take the advice when the advisor's got it right. Until then, I'll just smile and nod and wish you good night. Yeah. Someone brings up school and someone brings up love. Someone always knows what I'm not thinking of. I pour myself another glass and let it go. Smile and nod and put on quite a show. It's not that I don't hear what they saying, I just see the cards that they've been playing. And from where I sit across the table, their whole credibility is looking pretty unstable. And I just sit here cutting through my plate, wondering if any of them can relate to living something they would recognize as anything worth giving me advice. They just tell me how to live when you're still learning how. Tell me where to go when you don't know where you are now. I'll take the advice when the advisor's got it right. Until then, I'll just smile and nod and wish you good night. Yeah, you think you know the map, but you ain't read the land. You think you know the plan, but you don't understand. Every word you say lands lighter than you think, because the life you're selling me is sitting on the brink. I don't need your compass when you lost yourself. I don't need your wisdom sitting on your shelf. Untouched and collecting dust since 80-something, when you made the same mistakes you're warning me against. Tell me how to live when you're still learning how. Tell me where to go when you don't know where you are. Now, I'll take the advice when the advisor's got it right. Until then, I'll just smile and nod and wish you good night. Go ahead, I'm listening. Go ahead, I'm listening. Sure you know, sure you know. Go ahead, I'm listening. Go ahead, I'm listening. Sure you know, sure you know. Wish you good night. I opened up the page like I have done before, waiting for the words to come and knock upon the door. But nothing came this time, and something felt different. The silence wasn't empty, it was somehow sufficient. I've spent so long translating what I feel into sound, so long trying to make sure every word was profound. But somewhere in the searching, I forgot to just be. Forgot that not everything needs a word to be free. And I sat there with the nothing, and the nothing sat with me. And for the first time in a long time, I felt like somewhere I could be. The emptiness has weight, I feel it in my chest. And for the first time that weight feels like rest. Not a hole, not a loss, not something missing still. Just the shape of who I am and always will. Every song I ever wrote was reaching for a name, for something living somewhere deep without a frame. And maybe all this time the thing I was chasing was never meant for words, just meant for embracing. I think of every door I closed, every word I swallow whole, every message never sent, every silence in my soul. And I don't regret them anymore the way I used to do. They were all just different ways of being true. And I sat there with the nothing, and the nothing sat with me. And for the first time in a long time, that felt like somewhere I could be. The emptiness has weight, I feel it in my chest. And for the first time that weight feels like rest. Not a hole, not a loss, not something missing still. Just the shape of who I am and always will. I've been collecting words since I was young, storing every feeling on the tip of my tongue, waiting for the moment they will finally land, waiting for someone to finally understand. But the understanding was never really mine to chase. The weight was always there, filling out the space. Every silent moment, every blank white page was never something missing, just a different stage of being whole without the proof of it in words, of carrying the weight that no one ever heard. And I've been running from the quiet all this time, when the quiet was the only place I'd find the version of myself that didn't need to explain, the one that learned to live inside the unnamed. The emptiness has weight, I feel it in my chest. And for the first time that weight feels like rest. Not a hole, not a loss, not something missing still. Just the shape of who I am and always will. The blank page weighs more than anything I've written, and I've been carrying it longer than I know. What I couldn't feel was never really empty, it was everything I needed letting go. For the first time, the blank page felt like enough. And for the first time, the weight felt like enough. For the first time, I felt like enough.